Hey there, excuse me, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to put together April's Stamp Club packet. Now, because I always say the wrong thing or I can't seem to help it, I'm probably going to mix up and say Stamp Camp, but it's Stamp Club. This is Stamp Club's April packet, and I'm probably going to say butterfly when I mean ladybug or bumblebee. So you have to be patient with me, but it's just that kind of day. We just finished our Zoom class, and now here's the video. So if you weren't able to attend Zoom, I'll show you how to put your packets together. Of course, we're going to use the Hello Ladybug stamp set and the Ladybug Builder Punch. Your packet looks like this. Now this was just the extra card this month. I hope you enjoyed your little piece of chocolate. We're gonna start with this card right here. So your packet has one side that looks like this and one side that looks like this. This is gonna be the second card. We're gonna just pull all these pieces right here. Set this aside, like I said, for that next card. Okay, now my packet might be just a touch different because, like I said, we just finished Stamp Club on Zoom. So I've used some of my scraps and pieces, and like I said, you'll have enough scraps in your packet. Just bear with me. But we're going to take the base of our card and just set that aside. We don't need that yet. We're going to set aside this piece of designer series paper. We'll use that in a minute. And we're going to set aside this green. Now, so if you notice this, I cut with the bordering edge dies. They look like this. I use that little piece right there. Basic border dies, beg your pardon. So if you're looking for those, that's what they look like. These two pieces right here, I cut with the double oval punch. Looks like that. And then this pieces here, I punched with the 3/4 inch circle punch, which is retired, and I don't have that to show you. But all of those pieces and this, I just cut a little stem there. But we need this piece of pink, this piece of designer series paper, a piece of garden green, granny apple green, the shimmer paper, a pretty shimmer on there, and a piece of black. Now yours won't have images out of them, but that's what you'll need. We're gonna do the punching with that first. So I'm gonna just bring in a piece of scratch paper and my designer series paper. And now using the dark Daffodil Blends marker, I'm going to just color 3. In fact, I'm going to start here with this. No, you know, in second thought, no, I'm not going to color that one. I'm going to color this one because I need 3 lines. 3, I guess I'm going to say complete lines because I'm not going to use that little one here. And then I'm going to color this one, but we need to color these yellow. Now, if you don't have the Stampin' Blends, you could also use a dauber and an ink pad. You could just press the paper right on the ink pad, or you could even use probably a Stampin' Right marker that could color these. I think the blends is the fastest, easiest. That's how I'm going. So I said this is Daffodil Delight in the dark, and now my piece is all cut. So I'm going to come in here with my punch, and I'm going to line up what I call the shoulders of my ladybug. Ooh, I even got that right because I didn't call him a butterfly. See how it's lined up with that black line there? And I'm going to punch that out. Now, I'm not going to worry about the antennas or the head because we're even going to take those and a pair of paper snips here and just cut them off. We don't need those. We just really need the round part of the body. Okay? So then, these other pieces, we need one of the granny apple green in the wings. So we need one of those. Done with that. We need a body here in the basic black. So I'm going to punch out, making sure this time I get the antennas and the full body here of the basic black. And then with the Magenta Madness, I need 4 sets of wings. So I'm going to be careful that I can get 4 out of this one scrap. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now we have those 4 pieces, and then the last thing with this pretty subtle shimmer paper, I'm going to punch one more set of wings there. Okay, so now we have all of our punch art done. Let's do a little bit of stamping. So from the stamp set, I'm going to use this May Your Greatest Wish Come True I'm going to use my pad here, my Pierce mat, and on the white oval, let me get these pieces in so you can see what I'm working with here. This white oval and some, here's my Memento, some Memento black ink. I'm going to just stamp those little words. Make sure they're not upside down onto that oval. And yeah, they fit. It's a tight squeeze, but it's going to look good. And it's photopolymer, so you can see through it to just set it down right there. I'm going to hold it down, not applying a lot of pressure, but just holding it firm so that ink sinks into paper. And then looky there, we have a nice little image on our paper there. Okay, now if you want to stamp on the inside, I think, yep, I did put some little flowers here. I didn't put the color in the supply list, so I'm not going to do that now, but you could stamp the inside with maybe a happy birthday or something else. But that's for stamping. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to take this piece here and just with some tape runner, I'm going to attach it to the other oval like this. And then I'm going to put my mat away, my Pierce mat, and bring in my sheet or my silicone sheet, and we're going to do some paper punch art. So this little white circle, now make sure it's not the glimmer paper circle. We want this little white circle. I'm going to take that and I'm going to cover it in some liquid glue. Now don't worry if the liquid glue, you know, you're not going to see this little white circle at all when we're all done. And I'm going to take 2 of these pink wings, if I can pick them up. And really, when I put them on my little circle here, I'm going to butt them together like this, point to point. So I'm going to just set it down there. And set it down there. It doesn't matter if it's centered. It just needs to be stuck on there. So you'll see the back, if I can pick it up without them falling off yet. It's going to look like that on the back, but we don't even care. All we care about is the front here. So it looks like that. Then with these other 2, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to butt them together, but we're going to alternate them so they go in between those other leaves, and that's how we get the circle here. So once again, I'm going to put some liquid glue in the center here, just enough to hold them down. And then I'm going to line this one up like this. And now with that liquid glue, I can still slide them into place where we want them. So it looks pretty good, right? And then on the top of this, I'm going to just take a dimensional. I'm going to take a dimensional. Put that over there. And just set it right here in the center, right there. And then that, we're going to take that yellow glimmer piece and just set that in the center of our flower. And there's our flower pieces, or there's our flower right there. Okay, so now just so I can see how to position them, I'm going to bring our stem in. Now I believe your stem is a lot longer than my stem. My stem looks awfully short. But I'm going to take my leaf here and I'm going to just cut it down. I think I want it to be, yep, that looks good. And then this one, if I want it to go maybe like that. So I'm going to just trim off a little bit here. See how it looks. Haha, there we go. No, you know what? I want to cut off a little bit more here. I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger angle so that he kind of is up. I think like that. Looks pretty good for my leaves. And then I'm going to wait and glue those down when I figure out how long I want my stem. So let's go ahead and make our bumblebee and then we'll come back to this. So I'm going to take that little body. I'm going to just use some Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to take this little bumblebee rear end and glue it right there to the front of our body. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Then with some mini dimensionals, I'm going to take one and put it right here at the side and at the other side kind of toward the center. Try to get those backings off. There we go. And then in the center on the back of our wings, I'm going to put a glue dot. So I'm going to take my glue dot right here, put it in the center right there. And then when you set that down, that little bumblebee now has a little bit of dimension to his wings. I hope you can see that, but there you go. So now all of our pieces are ready. Let's start putting our card together. I'm going to put the stem and the bottom, or I guess you would call it the grass, onto our designer series paper first, and then put that on the card base. That way I can make sure that I don't have pieces, I guess you'd call it sticking out where I don't want them. So again, for placement, I'm going to lay my designer series paper there, and I'm going to figure out, see, this is what my stem is going to be just right. I'm sure your stem is a little bit longer than mine. You might need to cut some of that down, but if you look, when I put my flower on there, the stem does not show. Come on, flower, cooperate. Thank you. It doesn't show down here. You might have to trim yours off down here at the bottom, but mine seems to be just right. So I'm going to start my leaf about there. So let me just put a little bit of liquid glue here at the edge, not a lot because I don't want it to show, and I'm going to glue this to the back of my stem. And I think I said I wanted about there. Let's see if that's about the right placement. Yep, that looks good. And then a little bit of glue on this one here. I'm going to glue this a little bit higher on this stem. So your little stems, or at least mine, are different every time. You never know where my leaves are going to be on my little stem like that. Then a little bit of liquid glue on the back of this. And it doesn't take much, that liquid glue, boy. When you put it on there, it's going to stick it down. And I'm going to place this, let's say about right there. And then a little bit of liquid glue on the back of, I guess I keep calling this like our grass, but our bottom piece here, our border. They're border because it's from the bordering dies. I'm going to lay this across here and make sure now that I don't need to trim. If this was a little bit long here or here, I could trim that piece, but look, I did really good. It's just right. Now, since this is flat or somewhat flat, I'm going to go ahead and tape this right onto my card base. Now, if you want to stamp the inside of your card, I would do that before you put this piece on in case you need to re-stamp it. You could cover your mistake with that card front. But I'll stamp it later. For the video's sake, I'm going to go ahead and add this on and not stamp on the inside. I'll probably do a birthday sentiment in there. I have lots of birthday cards to send out. So right here with a little bit of Stampin' Seal, I'm going to just attach that to the front, and look how cute. So far so good, right? Now on the back of this, I'm going to just put some dimensionals, and I'm going to just put dimensionals on the front because this is the back of the flower, so really I'm putting them on the front petals, but it wouldn't matter. We just need to get this onto our card. Now if you want to take the time and curl your feathers, petals, or that's funny because I said I was going to say butterfly, but instead I said feathers instead of petals. Oh, brother. All right, here we go. Take those dimensional backs off, and let's put this right here on our flower stem. Isn't it cute how those little wings make a really cute flower? Let's put some dimensionals on the back of here. I'm going to just use a couple like this and a couple more right here. I'm going to put this on first. Right about, say there, that looks pretty good. And then we'll just throw our little bumblebee on there like that. There you go. So there's our, oops, no, you know what we forgot, well, I forgot, is we have this little trinket right here, the little bumblebee trinket, which I am really sad to say have sold out. You can't get them anymore. I love these little bumblebee trinkets. They make a really cute addition to the card. So we're just going to stick that right there like that. And now we are done with card number 1. Hopefully your card looks like that too. Let's go to card number 2. So card number 2 looks like this. Let's start by making our ladybug, and it's actually a ladybug this time. I'm going to take these 3 pieces here are for our ladybug. I'm going to set this one out because we're going to stamp on that one too. These 3 pieces, so you could take this and your wing stamp, or the dots from the wing stamp, like this. And I am going to just stamp this right here onto that. This is Poppy Parade ink, and really I should be using my stamp pierce mat, but it turned out okay. Here's my punch, and you can stamp it like this, or I mean punch it like this, and bada bing, just like that, you have some wings for your ladybug. Or you can stamp them in color. That's what I did here. On this card, I'm going to use Poppy Parade, so I'm going to stamp the black like that. You notice I sit there and let that ink sink in just a little bit, and then I'm going to bring in Poppy Parade with the solid part of the leaves. And now I have more luck stamping the black first and then the red over the black. For some reason, I line it up so much better that way. But then we have a little bit like that. And it's still not perfect, but I think it looks pretty good. And then we're going to take that and punch that out. So there's lots of other colors. If you look in my supply video, hold on, I can't punch and tell. Okay, I suggested some other colors, and I'll put that link. Well, that'd be the next video. You could, nah, never mind. I'll just show you now. So my suggestion is the Pool Party, which is the background here, or Calypso Coral, which is the darker part of the tulip here, or the Petal Pink, which is the lighter color of the tulip there. I like the Poppy Parade because that's what the background is of this one. I think it coordinates nicely. So that's what I'm going to use. And then on this little piece here, I'm going to use that Memento ink again. In those little words, it says, "It's a good day," because here again, I'm probably going to turn this into a birthday card, but I'm going to stamp it at the end of this little piece. And this, oh, I don't have those dies with me. This is from the Beautiful Tree dies, which I believe is still available, but yes, it is on the retired list. So there we go. So now we have all of our stamping ready. Oh, we need one Ladybug body. So I'm going to go ahead and punch out a body here. So we have something to attach our wings to. Let's go ahead and make our ladybug. Oh, here's my wings up here. I'm going to do it the same way with those mini dimensionals. I'm going to just take one on this side and one on this side, and then a glue dot right here between the 2 wings where the 2 wings meet. Take those backs off. And set that just like that. Look how cute there again. Our ladybug has dimensions on her little wings. She's as cute as pie. And so let's make our card now. I think we have everything ready. So here's our card base. I'm going to just fold that in half. Take a bone folder here right along that seam, nice and flat. You have 2 pieces of designer series paper. I'm going to just take and put some, where did my, I just had it. Here it is. My snail or tape runner. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on here. I'm going to set this one just so I can position my paper. I'm going to set this one here, and then I'm going to line this one up, making sure it's not upside down. I think I'm going to line it up about right. Yeah, I think that looks good. I hope it's straight. And then we'll put this one on there next. Now this one you can put upside down because it's just polka dots and doesn't really matter. Look how pretty that paper is. I think this is called the Tulips paper, Fielding Tulips, Tulips Field, something like that. It's in the mini catalog and will be available until the end of June. So if you want that paper, make sure you get it now. But there you go, look how pretty. Then on the back, this is the front of my doily, this is the back. I'm gonna just put some, oops, dimensionals. I want it to be the white side showing, so I'm gonna put them back here on the gray side. like so. Put this in the center. And then just for positioning again, I'm going to kind of have my Ladybug handy. I'm going to put tape. Now this is the stamp side. I'm going to put the tape runner on the other side, just like that. And I'm going to just set that down. Let's see, that looks pretty good. Just set that there. Then with a couple dimensionals on the back of my Ladybug. I'm going to take her and just set her right here, making sure that her head or her wings, nothing gets in the way of my message here. Isn't that cute? And then, like I said, I'll probably go back and stamp happy birthday on this, but I'm going to also stamp. I'm going to take some more black memento ink and that little like walking ladybug. And really on the first card during our club meeting, Mary did this with the black and the pink that matched the paper, and it looked really cute on the inside of the punch art card that we did first. But since I'm using Poppy Parade on my card, I'm going to go ahead and use Poppy Parade on the inside of my card. And then maybe I'll go back and add a little ladybug to the punch art card. That'd be really cute. Put that in there. Sorry if my head's in the camera. I should have stamped him the other way because I never can get him lined up that way. But I still think, even if he's not perfect, he, she, it, whatever, is adorable. So I'm going to take her, it, the inside, and put that on the inside of my card here. There we go. And then, of course, last and not least, I'm going to just take this little piece of, I think it's baker's twine. See if I can get a little bow here. You know, that's not bad. I think I'm going to just take it as is. It's a little bit lopsided, but gives it character. What can I say? Let me trim that end just a little bit. Now it looks about even. I'm going to take another glue dot and I'm going to just set it right here between her wings. And I kind of munched it up so it's not quite round anymore. Now it's kind of like a rectangle, and then just set that little ribbon bow, and not ribbon, but string bow right there on top of our card. So there you go. One more time, I'm going to run my bone folder over that edge to get it nice and flat. There we go. So there you go. So let's take a look at today's cards. Get all this out of the way. So this is today's cards right here. And then that extra little chocolate that I sent, which could be the Bumble Bee, almost it said butterfly that time, or the Ladybug. They look like this. And then let's look at last month's cards, which look like this. And the little Give It a Whirl card like that. And then the extra card last time was my black and white card. I hope they're all on camera. I've lost my view of what's happening here. But anyway, so there you go. There's this month's kit. I appreciate you being a member. If here, I'll throw in this too so you can see. This is April's Stamp Club host code. So if you need that when you place your order. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.